Happy Winter's Feast, everyone. In a year where we could all use some holiday cheer, it is a joy to get to experience this year's seasonal event quite early. From magical meals, gingerbread mobs, fancy bosses, baubles, and more, we will have plenty to celebrate and enjoy together. So let's get to it. And there will be no faffing about this year either. Let us get right to the relatively new stuff introduced in last year's Winter's Feast, like the gingerbread pigs here. Found roaming around us really at any time and any season. These gingerbread pigs aren't actually eating those crumbles you see on the ground there, but instead the crumbles fall off these little guys as they look to flee from us. Here's the deal, folks. When chasing gingerbread pigs, they leave a trail of this stuff, and we can and should follow it like we do with hunts, as this is essentially what that is. But a hunt for what, you ask? Well, more gingerbread. Come the end of your chase, you will have an 80% chance to run into a gingerbread pig village. There are 4 varying types of gingerbread homes. However, they all serve the same function, mind you. And that's providing us with holiday cheer. For you see, ruining the existence of these peaceful mobs results in 5 cookie crumbles per house and another item that is literally called holiday cheer. 1 to 2 holiday cheers will drop from homes, and you might see a great death animation to boot. So smash them all, as again, gingerbread pigs will be constantly spawning all throughout Winter's Feast. But hold up, Beard. You said we have an 80% chance to come across gingerbread villages. What about the other 20%? Oh, friends, the other 20% could very much lead to these guys here, gingerbread vargs. They are both the coolest looking yet most terrifying hybrid mob ever made by the powers of the constant, and it's not even close. Why, you ask? Well, in short, think the power of a regular varg without its ability to spawn hounds. However, instead, it will launch globs of peppermint frosting all around, dealing damage to anything it hits, as well as trapping players like an Eukis can. Oh yes, gingerbread vargs are pretty darn awesome. And when the beasts become murdified, they will drop 2 to 4 cookie crumbles, 5 to 7 holiday cheer, which is going to be very useful in a minute here, and 1 to 3 hound teeth. You could just straight up kill gingerbread pigs for holiday cheer as well, but villages and vargs are your best options for it, I feel. However, at the end of the day, why do we even need any of it? And it's a fair ask, friend, especially when cookie crumbles spoil incredibly quickly, don't actually produce rot following that, and also restore a measly 1 hunger, 0 sanity, and 0 health. As for the holiday cheers, however, it is 2 actually edible, but will restore nothing stats-wise. So yes, what gives? Well, the masonry oven is what. It is a structure introduced last year in which, when placed, grants us access to the Feast tab. This tab is home to 18 unique food recipes that will all require holiday cheer to whip up, along with a plethora of very distinct materials that certainly vary in difficulty to obtain. This is the main mechanic behind holiday cheer. However, there's something fishy going on here. For you see, the food we can make isn't actually food. Well, at least not in the usual sense, that is. These foods have uses, but in order to actually use them, we will be needing yet another new structure, a Winter's Feast table. Craft one, place it down, place whichever meal you whipped up for Christmas dinner upon the table, and then get to chowing down. This is how we eat these new recipes, everyone, and there will be rewards for doing so to boot. As when we eat a Winter's feast, we receive a buff that will regenerate 0.5 health per second, 10 sanity per minute, and 75 5 hunger per day. The only issue is that the buff doesn't actually last for a full day with eating just a single meal. So then, we need to really feast. The buff can never get stronger than it is. However, its timer will increase with each unique dish on the tables, with how many tables you actually have connected to one another, the total number of dishes total, and even how many players are feasting at once. Cause yes, a whole team can eat at the same time. Very nice and very fun. But even if somehow Thanksgiving and this winter's feast is still not enough to fill that belly of yours, a whole other set of winter foods is yours for the munching. Candy canes, sugar cookies, hot cocoa, you name it. These foods have a 20% chance to drop from practically every mob in the game, and like Halloween candies, they will never spoil. That said, don't expect a lot of stat regens from them either. However, the drinks can and will raise and or lower our temperatures, which is quite useful. Enjoy. But what's Winter's Feast without decorations? Festive baubles return this year, and these colorful things have a 0.5% chance to drop from most mobs, minus tentacles, frogs, and killer bees. However, they can also be fished out of the Oasis Lake come summertime as well, so make note there. Furthermore, a couple are nearly guaranteed to be within Claus's loot stash, but we'll get to that later. Cause for now, we need to light up the night with festive lights, everyone. Unfortunately, these guys really only drop from claws and or deer clops, but there is an ever so slight chance to fish them out of the Oasis Lake as well, so make note there. Festive lights can be used on to decorate winter's feast trees, dropped on the ground to continue to produce colorful light that way, used to refuel miners' hats even, or even tossed in a glow cap to give off some lovely lights. The best part, these little guys last for 160 days, so light them up, folks. However, the last set of decorations are these, everyone. Adornments. Magnificent adornments drop via their respective bosses, be them seasonal and or raid. Champion adornments drop mostly from random boss kills, but Claus specifically. And appeasing adornments come from the gifts from the one and only Santa Claus, everyone. We'll get to that though. Because for now, let's stick on bosses for a moment. For you see, some familiar faces have gotten a makeover, folks. Our fluffy pal Berger is now an abominable snow yeti from the mountains. Moose Goose is now a Canadian goose that looks very much like a moose. Or is it the other way around? But Dragonfly has got the eyes. However, no one's eye can come close to matching that of the Feast Clops, everyone. Think deer clops, but with the added ability to, shoot frickin' lasers from its eyeball. Very cool, and good luck. What about that Claus guy? What's his deal this time of year? Well, actually, it's not his time of year anymore. During Winter's Feast, folks, Claus and the loot stash can spawn during any season and respawns in 20 days. So you could just spawn him over and over and over again and murder him over and over and over again if you wish. And the fight is all very much the same as normal, apart from the new looks of both Claus himself and his deer. So nothing too special there. But in opening his stash now, we no longer get packages, but rather gifts. And one of these gifts is pretty much guaranteed to have ornaments, lights, and such, while another will always drop electric milk and a winter food of some sort, which is quite fun. And we don't have to wait till Christmas to open them either, which is a bonus. But hold up, Beard. How do we even use all these baubles, adornments, and lights? Easy, friend. With festive tree planters. Craft one, place it down anywhere you wish, plant a pine cone within one, wait a few days, and once the trees are fully grown, you can now open them like a chest and place all the decorations you wish within them. Heck, even some some of the basic winter foods can be used as decorations on Winter's Feast trees, like the gingerbread man, for example. Enjoy, and perhaps get some sleep as Santa's coming to town. If we sleep near Winter's Feast trees that are even partially decorated, and we are not too much in the light, mind you, our games will fade to black, and when we awake, there will be presents waiting for us under the tree, or trees, mind you. These can be filled with some really good loot, actually, too. But be mindful of being too greedy and or perhaps not as festive as you can be. But lastly, why not do some Christmas wrapping yourself? During Winter's Feast, we gained access to gift wrap, and it is essentially bundling wrap without the need to murder Bee Queen, which is obviously insanely useful, and depending on how many items we actually store within them, the looks of the gifts we make will vary too, which is a lovely touch. Have fun. And there you have it, everyone. Winter's Feast 2020 and all its holiday cheer and murderous tendencies. Be sure to not only enjoy the new main menu, but to also log in to soon nab the Winter's Feast lantern bonus from 2 years ago in case you missed it. It's a good one. But thanks for watching, folks. Tune in tomorrow to see all the new Winter's Feast 2020 skins. Happy Winter's Feast itself, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye.